This is your sign to stop sleeping on your intuitive nudges. A lot of you watching this video right now are intuitive as fuck, and you'll get like these downloads, these premonitions. You'll see things happen like 10 moves before. Like you'll get hits on something, years later it'll happen. Some of you will like get flashes of the future, and you get, I don't know what that is when it's like you get a flash of the future, and then when you live the event, like then you get deja vu, but you're like, I already lived this, but it's because like I was just sitting on my couch one day and I got a vision, and then 2 weeks later I lived the vision that I had. Like some of you just get these hits, and you've kind of been sitting back on them, and then you see it play out days later, weeks later, months, years, it doesn't matter. And you're sort of sitting here like, oh, like I clocked that a while ago. And this is your sign to stop sitting back on those nudges and start moving when you get the inspiration. This is your sign to stop waiting on the external validation, because you've seen it enough times that you don't need to wait for the 3D world to confirm what you've seen way in advance. And to also trust yourself enough to see the patterns and know that you know what you're talking about and that you know what it is that you're seeing. Some signs that this could be for you is very specific animal messages. Specifically deer, birds, and white buffalo. I've been seeing these two deer specifically just in my yard all the time, and for me at least it's rare to see two deer together. Maybe it's not a rare occurrence, but I don't usually see them like travel together like that. And sometimes I'll see them in a group of 4. So that may be significant to some of you. Also, weird behavior with birds, like they're flying at your window as if they're trying to come in your house. Not flying into the window, but just like fluttering there, like they're trying to get your attention. Sitting on something like in front of you and looking at you, almost like they're trying to get a message across. These can be all kinds of birds, from like little ones to all the way up to like an eagle. That's also specific for some of you. And also being drawn to fasting and like getting a little sick when you do. And again, that's another one of those intuitive nudges that like you get before and you've just been kind of ignoring them. So this is your sign that you need to stop ignoring these intuitive nudges, because what you're experiencing, a spiritual upgrade that you're experiencing, is going to require you to share these with people. And if you've been seeing signs telling you to step out of your comfort zone, or to take a risk, and you don't know what that's referring to, this is what it's referring to, that you've been getting these intuitive hits and you're not acting on them. You need to start taking the risk and trusting yourself before the outside world can confirm it for you. So let's get into the spread. So immediately at the back of my deck, I have one of my blank cards. There's 2 in this deck, and I like to read on them because I think that everything has a purpose. And I refer to these, it's almost like kind of like the Magician, but I see more as like my destiny cards, which is that there's a destiny or a set destination in your life. So like it's kind of like an all roads lead to Rome kind of energy, that like however you do it, there's a predetermined endpoint. Like no matter what path you take, you're gonna get there. And with this in reverse, this is sort of the you sitting back energy. Like you have something already set over your life, and you are sitting back here sort of like waiting for the world to confirm these things to you, when it's like you kind of have to grab the reins here and start steering and taking control. And this is like a big lesson in trusting yourself right now. You may actually be closing out some cycles, as most of us are, with this new like rebirth, new earth energy going on. And they're actually like really tough cycles, and this, you may have trust issues, which obviously always stems from a lack of trust in yourself. And this is like that final, that last level before you can get to this next stage. And this is sort of like where the intuitive nudges are coming in. Like you have to stop sitting back and waiting to see, because like I was saying earlier, this can be weeks, this can be months, this can be years. So you're getting hits on things and then sitting back for years on these things. And in the past, it was because you either didn't know enough to act on them, you weren't as advanced or in tune with your spirituality, which, or like with yourself. Obviously it's spirituality is your connection to yourself. So you didn't have that level of connection to yourself, but now you do, and you're being pushed to step out, sort of like this with yourself, completely connected, completely balanced. Part of that two deer that I've been seeing, two deer imagery, or symbolism is a complete balance within yourself, the two aspects of yourself being combined to be like one cohesive being. First out here I have the Judgment card, and I was immediately drawn to all the birds here. Like I was saying earlier, the bird symbolism. So there's kind of like a judgment call on your life right now. It's in this energy of like rejuvenation with this little rabbit here at the bottom, and it's spring. You're being called to step into this new version of yourself, this version of you that's confident enough to be a risk taker. You're being asked to step into taking more risks, and part of it is betting on yourself, because you may have missed opportunities in the past just because you didn't believe in yourself enough, or you'll see things and you know, like, oh, that's what I want to go for, that's what I want to be, that's what I want to do. You'll get an opportunity come your way and you'll say like, oh, well, you know, that's not really for me, or I don't feel ready enough, and it's just your lack of trust in yourself. With this Five of Wands here, I'm getting that you are really like in this squirrel energy, that you've been facing a lot of opposition, because that's what happens when you close out cycles. It's sort of like hell rains down on you, and you have to put everything that you have learned over the course of this cycle to the test so you can close it out. And that's kind of where you're at right now, which is why you're still in that kind of like sit back energy, and you're being pushed, because if you keep sitting back, you're just going to get stuck in that same cycle again. You have to get out. Like I just got the image of a rotary. Like you don't want to get stuck in that. You want to get out and take your exit. With this Queen of Wands in reverse, I'm getting that this kind of like fighting energy has you feeling like not confident, not where you want to be, not in that strength, that strong, like powerful, you know what you're doing, which is confirmed here with this Ace of Swords in reverse. And a lot of you may be having trouble like seeing this new beginning coming in. You may be struggling with your faith, which tends to happen when, you know, life's kind of kicking the shit out of you and you're like, when is this going to end? And as always, like I always like to say, like, go back and remember a few years back, a year back, however long you need to. Remember the last time life was really beat you down, and know that you're here today, like you got out of it, and that there's a season to everything, that everything will always come to an end. With this Eight of Wands here, this is definitely confirmation. There's a skull here, like death and rebirth, but like you're really being asked to move right now, to move quickly, even if it seems reckless to you at this point in time. It's almost like you kind of need this reckless energy, because what feels reckless to you isn't with this destiny. What I was saying, like all roads lead to Rome. Like just take a step, because it's going to get you in the right direction. A lot of this like sitting on your intuition just has you kind of sitting back and like sitting on your hands, and that's not taking you anywhere. That even if it doesn't matter if it's the wrong choice, because so you make the right choice, great, you take a step forward. You make the wrong choice, you learn from it, and now you have more knowledge going forward. That it's like no matter what you do in life, you will inevitably misstep, or not do everything right. It's almost like perfectionism, which again is like a lack of trust in yourself. So you're really being guided to just kind of like let it go. So overall, this energy is just a move, and that when you get the hits, just act on them. If this resonates with you, let me know. If you would like a personal reading with me, you can head to the link at the top of my page. It's in my Etsy shop. It's the first drop down. You can also grab this t-shirt there or in the TikTok shop link below.